Please give it up for Jes Ebrahim.
Come on, sit down.
Singer-songwriter. That label has been thrown around like popcorn or free change. Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, I guess it's like a lot.
Exactly.
You know.
What's the definition for singer-songwriter when it comes to you?
Someone who writes
His own songs.
and
sings it.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long have you
just be
been
a
doing it for, if you don't mind me
songwriter.
asking? How long have you been doing it for, if you don't mind me asking?
I think I wrote been doing it actively since 2011.
Yo, how
Nice.
old was that?
I was 18.
You're 18.
Oh, sweet, bro.
Now, a little birdie told me that when you were young, you had an album, and it was all about conscious music, environmental and stuff like that.
Right, so before I got started doing open mics, I go into like the music scene. I was actively involved in this children and youth NGO that does environmental messages through arts.
Wow.
So
Nice.
What's it called?
It was called Tree Theatre Group, and we used to do like songs and then theatre on environmental issues, but mostly involving children now because it comprised mostly of like primary school kids. And
Cool.
See, you did that at a young age, so you leave an impression on you. Now the question is your music now influenced by that?
To some extent, yeah. Like for example, a lot of songs on Monsoon Market, a few of them do talk about environmental issues as well, but in a different sort of I wouldn't say context, but the way we
The
sing
delivery,
about
I
them
guess.
is- yeah,
Right.
The
because
delivery, yeah.
When we treat the groups, like pretty straightforward, like save the trees are good.
But now you have to.
Yeah, kind of like the story behind it. Try
Right.
to talk about more like what the society's relationship with.
Now, when you talk about society's relationship and things like that, do you think Malaysia is ready for conscious music, or are we just looking for commercial music?
Well, I think we've always had conscious music. I mean, if you go back to the days of like
Zainal Abidin, hijab.
Yeah,
Until today.
man.
Until today. dude.
Even like we go back to like M Nasir,
Yes.
go back to Piramli as well.
Semera Padi.
Yeah,
And Piramli,
all
of
the
course.
songs I talk about things about society and how people treat each other,
Right.
relationships, and also I think everyone's responsibility to society. So I don't think it's anything new. I think we've always been exposed to that kind of language to talk about.
I understand, but nowadays, can you name me people who do that?
Oh, that's a
You just mentioned older guys,
Right.
but nowadays,
Well, I think
you, anyone else?
Andy Ahmad.
Andy Ahmad,
Andy
yeah,
Ahmad.
Andy Ahmad does it really well. I love his song Poco, like it's
Yeah,
brilliant song. Also, I think some bands they kind of do it in a very subliminal way, like with their lyrics and song. I think there's a few bands like Pita Hati
Right.
and stuff like that.
Now, all the bands you mentioned, any of them get commercial play on commercial radio and stuff like that?
Not too sure.
I'm not putting you in trouble.
Yeah,
No,
I don't really listen to
Pita Hati, I think I remember.
like-
I remember Pita Hati actually went on Era, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pita Hati went on Era.
But the reason why I say that is because nowadays, unfortunately, like how we mentioned earlier, things move very fast.
Yes.
Right.
So, and there's so much noise. To create your own album is much easier compared to last time. So there are more and more artists, which is a good thing for the arts, and at the same time,
Definitely. Yeah.
bad thing for
Quality of music?
Not quality of music. It's bad thing for individualities. Because individuals find it hard to scream through the noise. Sometimes the noise wins because there's so many of that same,
Right.
and then that be shared, and then the unique guys find it hard to scream. Like
So-
I give you, Ed Sheeran was lucky to be big. If he never got his break, he'll just be another guy with a machine and a guitar.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, like now he came to the radio and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's so brilliant! He's champion!"
wow,
But when he started, you think he got that? No, right? It's just like, "Oh my God, who's this idiot who's just with one guitar and just repeating
Right.
stuff like that?"
And I'm also sure he started out in open mics, right?
No, he
Exactly.
started busking by the street.
Whoa, legit.
So yeah, exactly. And he even one. Here's a point. You know who actually gave kind of a break to him? Jamie Foxx.
Nice.
Oh wow, I did not know
He actually
that.
slept on Jamie Foxx's couch once because Jamie Foxx found out. You go to the story, you'll find it. It's very interesting. But anyway, when it comes to your music, you started writing when you were young, then you moved into open mics. How important is open mics?
For me personally, I was a platform to go to the public.
Right.
Because in the open mics, like in the cafes or in the venues or restaurants, like you are basically face to face with people you don't normally meet.
Right.
And I think that's one way to get your music across. And
I think it also helps you to like perform in front of the public.
Yes.
Increase basically a stage presence and work on
Right.
like how you poise yourself on stage and stuff like that.
Exactly how you present yourself, prepare
Yeah,
your
there's certain things.
showmanship and
Yeah,
stuff
there's
like
certain
that,
things you
yeah.
don't learn in the book. Or
Yeah, you gotta just
Yes,
go. You just learn trial by fire.
Right. Like I think back then I think there weren't a lot of like
Places for open mics.
and there's no like tutorial on YouTube like how to be a performer or
Tutorial
stuff like
YouTube.
that.
But there was I still remember that there was a time when all these places that were there trying to like push music, they all sort of like got closed down. I think back in the early 2000s, I believe.
Yeah.
But then as time went by, now smaller places have been coming out and
Which is
more
great.
places. Yeah, that's really amazing.
Which is
Right.
great.
And there's definitely an audience that like people are actually going to these
Yeah.
places
Yeah.
and supporting like the venues.
All right, but speaking about support, Jes, what's your website? How do people find you, your music?
I'm on Facebook.
Right.
I think that's like the only like social media platform I'm on currently. However, the band like Monsoon Market, we have a SoundCloud
Nice.
and a Facebook and Instagram.
So your album and all is. Do you have an album?
Okay,
EP
that
out?
album, the one that you mentioned earlier, that was back in 2008.
Yeah. That's your own one without Monsoon, right?
No, that was with the Tree Theatre Group,
Yep.
basically. And actually, that album is not out for sale. It's not a commercial album.
So,
It's-
in other words, if anyone has it, it's like collector's item because
Collector's item. There we go.
It is collector's item.
Yeah, man, mint condition.
But now, do you have a Monsoon Market has an album?
we're actually working on one right now.
When about?
So we started recording
So
about
the pressure is
a
straight.
month.
Yeah, special straight.
When about?
Well, it took some time. We actually wanted to do this last year, but because of a lot of things, we didn't have the time to. But we finally managed to do it about 2 months back. We
Right.
started, and hopefully by the end of this year or early next year,
That's
be
dope.
finished.
At least you have a timeline lah. Because some people I still don't know. No. Just put a
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah,
Put a
yeah.
timeline.
Yeah,
to
man,
it.
you set a goal. You gotta have a time for that
That's
one.
so true, but it's so hard. Sometimes everyone's
I
in
know.
movement.
Yeah. And then there's also the procrastination factor.
Yes,
Yes.
but it's a good learning experience. You kind of learn how to manage like your time and
Right.
prioritize on okay, what's needed, guys. We had to do this by this week.
Hey, but I actually kind of have a question, if you don't mind. What was your? Which musicians were you influenced when you were basically, when you write music? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, okay. Well, I started actually listening to a lot of Bob Marley. I know how
Nice.
cliche that is, but my cousin kind of played a lot of his songs when I was growing up, and
Cool.
I really
very woke song. They're woke.
It was because prior to that, I wasn't really into music so much.
Right.
I was the average, I guess, Malaysian boy, like listening to hits out of FM
Oh,
back in the
right.
day to like.
Hello, America.
I think everybody grew up with JJ, right? Seriously.
JJ, like
Everybody grew up with JJ.
No, but besides that, like hear Backstreet Boys
Right,
and stuff
yeah,
like growing
right,
up and all these pop music. Then when my cousin like played Bob Marley, it was
They're like,
it was
whoa.
it's like
It kind of like
Yeah.
grabbed you, right?
yeah, it's just because the things that he's
Spoke
sang
about,
about,
yes.
it was very different. Like you kind of like you shift your focus on what music can do, what
Messages.
yeah,
Rather than
stories
tunes,
can
it
tell.
becomes stories and messages.
Exactly.
Now,
Other than Bob Marley, what else, if you don't mind?
Um,
Just one more.
one more band I really enjoyed in terms of the music, and also again, for me, I think music has a lot to do with the words that, especially when singing kind of songs like.
Singers orang yang listen to words
Yeah,
and messages
I have to work.
and
have to
melodies.
Yeah.
They don't care just doom doom doom, high, doom, doom, high, doom, doom,
Sometimes it's nice lah.
Yeah, no, but if you have high the whole song and then bye, at the end, it's not a song.
You know, it speaks to some people. You know, sometimes like, oh yeah, high and by.
Deep, it's deep, it's deep. You gotta understand it.
Wow, dude, you gotta cut it through.
My brother was listening to a lot of Death Cab for Cutie, and I picked that up as well. It was something I really enjoyed listening.
Okay, Malaysians like doing this. I do this to all artists. They like to compare you to an international artist because whenever they hear a local artist, like, oh, they sound like. But you know, you're your own. That one I won't doubt. But if people say Monsoon Market or Jes Ebrahim, what would they say sound like?
Okay, when I was starting off, and I started off actually doing open mics for Madan's open mic. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's, who's known as Citrus, guys, to catch his
Citrus
album.
Citrus.
Get his album.
Kind of
Get his
guy.
album.
There you go.
So yeah,
Everybody
he used to
plugging
do-
for him.
Thanks, guys.
Anytime, player, anytime.
He used to organize this open mic at Tropicana City Mall.
Yeah.
And that's why I first started actually doing like the whole open mic.
That's where I first met you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Wow.
And I think it was, I don't know if it was you, but someone like kind of like they all kept saying that, oh, you sound like James Blunt or that guy from REM. Like there's always like the guy.
Blunt or REM?
Yeah.
Michael Stipe,
Someone
yeah.
say sound like Michael
Wow.
Stipe. Like really? Like wow.
We'll find out after this, bro. We'll find out after this. I don't care.
Yeah.
You're in the spot. You brought a guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't, I'm gonna force you to.
Yeah, we want to
But-
see you play something, man.
But
seriously.
after this, we're gonna get you to sing. Once again, dude. Another question that I asked everyone before I let you go is everyone who's made it, who reaches this level, international status about that, has an image of them. Like if you say Taylor Swift, you know what kind of music you'll get. You say Linkin Park, you have a picture of what kind of music. Monsoon Market, what kind of picture you want people to see? I'm not saying, I mean, everybody wishes to make it, but if you do, when people say Monsoon Market, they are.
I guess
Hard question, right?
Very, very hard. Yeah.
Hey, put the poor guy in the spot, man.
It also helps. It helps with direction of music, and direction of where you want to be and what kind of people you are.
I guess. Well, it's hard to say because this is going to be our first time putting our
Something
songs. Yeah.
So you have to do a bit of commercial in it too.
Yeah. Well, I guess if we do release it, do keep follow our Facebook page. I
Yeah.
guess we'll announce it there. If you do have a listen, then you can tell us, baby. But no, I will always maybe along the lines of acoustic pop rock in a way, that kind of blend, because I think that's a lot of what our
Something
music
soothing?
sounds like. Yeah, I guess like not too heavy.
Just
just in the
Acoustic
range.
pop rock.
okay,
I like
okay,
that.
okay,
I
got
like
it.
that. Acoustic
Got it.
pop rock.